Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is Free on Board, a podcast by Tridge. You're in the right place if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest food and agricultural news. Now, on to the updates.
Welcome to episode 3 of Free on Board, a podcast by Tridge. What is keeping palm oil prices high? I'm your host, Yawson, a global market analyst at Tridge, and today we'll be discussing the strong palm oil prices since the beginning of the pandemic, recent developments in main producing regions that have kept the prices high, and challenges in the market. Joining with us today is senior global market analyst and oils and dairy specialist, Prince Yawson. Welcome to the podcast, Prince.
Thank you, Yawson, and hello to everyone listening.
To start off with, how is the palm oil price trend? Are prices going up? Are they going down? How would you summarize the market?
Benchmark palm oil prices have been on a major uptrend since the beginning of the pandemic in Q1 of 2020. And over the last 2 years, we have seen prices keeping that momentum, more than doubling in price to 5,163 metric tons Malaysian ringgit on the Bursa Malaysian derivative. That is about 1,236 USD metric tons. Looking at prices from Tridge, low-grade wholesale palm oil prices for Indonesia also continue to hold firm.
I see. Can you tell us what the causes behind these recent price trends?
It is worthy to mention that a recent flood across top producers Malaysia and Indonesia due to the monsoon season has stifled production, adding to the already negative effects from the labor shortages that plantations have experienced. The effect of poor weather is, however, not expected to linger as conditions have begun to improve.
Could you also explain to the listeners what the production trends have been like?
Crude palm oil production in December fell 13% month-on-month to 1.45 million tons. Production from January to December 2021 was 18.11 million tons. That is down 6% year-on-year.
I guess it's also important to note how the export trends have been.
That's very true. Exports of palm oil products in the first half of January 22, that's January 1st to January 15, stood at 492,883 tons. That's a massive 32% drop from the 725,600 tons recorded in the same period of the previous year. Exports of palm oil products from Malaysia in 2021, according to data published by the Malaysian Palm Oil Board, also fell to 24.2 million tons versus 26.7 million tons in 2020. Looking at this, it goes without saying that the pandemic also seemed to have had some impact in altering export trends.
I see. We have also noticed that the demand has increased pretty sharply. Could you put this into context for us?
While supply volume has been falling short, the domestic consumption went up over the month and we saw strong Chinese demand ahead of the Lunar New Year. With the season of low production in full swing until the second half of the year, when average production season begins, stockpiles may be depleted, causing further tightness to the market. We also continue to see strong demand from the oleochemical sector. So the overall picture is tight supplies and stronger demand.
Interesting. I think it would be great if we could also discuss some challenges local farmers are facing.
I mean, this is actually not specific to the local farmers, but the industry as a whole. Apart from the lower production volumes resulting from the weather conditions, there are a few more factors. Firstly, a labor gap owing to the COVID restrictions and border closures has for some time now limited full-scale harvesting activity. At the height of the pandemic in 2020, free movement of foreign workers was curtailed, which created a deficit in harvesting labor, and we continue to see the effect on the harvesting of fresh palm fruit. Secondly, La Nina. La Nina brings dryness risks across Southeast Asia, and if soil moisture reserves fall drastically, it will be unfavorable for palm trees. It is also important to mention that the Malaysian government has kept the maximum crude palm oil export tax at 8%. This is, of course, some good news for large importers such as India and China. But the tight supply picture that we're seeing could push importers to seek alternative seed oils.
I see. Thank you so much for sharing your analysis with us today.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Check out tridge.com/intelligence-data for more price analyses and up-to-date insights into the food and agricultural industry.